Before the funk became polished, before Dayton, Ohio became a blueprint for groove, before Slave turned raw energy into records that still shake speakers, there was this man, a founder, a voice, and a visionary. Not just a member of Slave, but he was also a member of Aurra and Silver Attack. He was one of the minds that helped define what funk sounded like in the late 70s. This man and his band from the Midwest helped change black music forever. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Steve Washington. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Steve Washington was born on September 18, 1958 in Newark, New Jersey. He was raised in nearby East Orange, and he attended East Orange High School. At the age of 15, he traveled with his uncle, Ralph Pee Wee Middlebrooks of the Ohio Players during school breaks, and he formed a group that was named Black Satin Soul with his classmates Mark Hicks and Timothy Dozier. The group subsequently merged with the Young Majesticks, forming Slave. By the 70s, Washington moved to an underground funk city, Dayton, Ohio. Dayton wasn't supposed to be a funk capital, but something magic was happening there. This was a working class city with young aspiring musicians filling up basements and garages by night. Young musicians was chasing the sound. And Steve Washington, he came into this environment with bands that wasn't just bands, that was collectives. Music wasn't about ego, it was about unity, rhythm, and survival. And Steve understood early, funk wasn't just about music, it was about identity. All the members at this time was between the ages of 15 and 17. Steve Washington was there from the beginning, helping shape not only the band's lineup, but its philosophy. Slave created an atmosphere filled with heavy bass, layered keyboards, and lyrics that felt street level and futuristic at the time. Washington was an early pioneer of the electric trumpet, and he significantly influenced the band's signature sound by combining a mix of raw funk, deep bass lines, and jazz fusion. Steve's production and leadership helped define Slave as a collective force. They scored their first big hit with the single Slide in 1977. In 1978, Slave's sound changed slightly with drummer and percussionist Steve Arrington alongside vocalist Starlita Young, Kirk Jones, and keyboardist Ray Turner joined the band. Other top 10 R&B hits includes Just a Touch of Love, Watching You, and Snapshot, to mention a few. In 1981, Washington, Kirk Jones, and Lockett departed the group to form Aurra. The offshoot band Aurra achieved success with hits like Are You Single? Yes, I know. That's the reason for your and Checking You Out. In 1983, Steve Washington, alongside former Slave and Aurra bandmates Mark Hicks, AC drummer, and Sheila Washington, formed the hard funk group that was called Silver Attack. Together, they released one self-titled album. In 1984, Steve Washington released his first and only solo album called Like a Shot. From this album, he released his first solo single called Please Don't Go. By the late 70s, funk had a capital, and at the center of it stood George Clinton. Parliament-Funkadelic wasn't just a band, it was an ecosystem. A universe, a revolving door of musicians with ideas, alter egos, and raw creativity. Basically, if you have real funk in your bones, eventually George Clinton came calling. Steve Washington didn't arrive as a fan, he arrived as a peer. George Clinton surrounded himself with strong personalities, but even stronger musicians. Steve Washington fit right in. What connected Steve and George wasn't sound, it was philosophy. Both saw funk as more than entertainment. Washington produced and performed on various of Parliament-Funkadelic's projects throughout the years. After a long hiatus in 2013, Steve Washington, Sheila Horn, AC Drummer, and Mark Stevens revamped the band Aurra and released 2 albums, Satisfaction and Body Rock. Washington's legacy continues through his work, which has been widely sampled by hip-hop artists for decades. Washington has never chased fame. He was chasing the feeling, and decades later, that feeling still works. Slave remains a cornerstone of dating funk, and Steve Washington remains as one of its architects. He should never be forgotten, but he should be remembered properly, because funk doesn't age, it waits. Now, as I was doing my research for this video, I was stunned by the news that Steve Washington passed away on February 1st, 2026, at the age of 67. As of now, no details surrounding his passing has been released. Now, before we go, I have a few questions for you all. Were you as shocked as I was hearing the news about Steve Washington? Also, what member from the P-Funk Collective would you like to see next? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.